Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today is the final video of the reverse stage guide. So this is season 3, this will be all season 3, all 48 out of 48 stars. This is the hardest season by quite a mile, solely for the fact of some of the missions require characters like Derry and Monsby who don't really have the best variants. They haven't got new variants basically since their release, apart from Derry of course got the Valentine's Day variant, so these ones are a little bit harder than all of them. But apart from that, it should still hopefully be decently easy. We'll be going in a clockwise order. Of course, we'll have all of them timestamped in the description, just in case you want to go to a specific region. But yeah, let's get on with it. Here we are on the first one for my Sweet Gluttony, and the first one requires us using the lane, so I'm going to be using green lane. This is the big winged lane. My recommendation is you use one of the big winged ones, the other ones are kind of useless. Blue big winged lane wouldn't be too bad as well. I'm going to give her red Tarmiel, because once again we need to clear, and she needs to live, because once again she doesn't live, we're not winning this. Giving her attack food so she can kill a bit easier, because once again we also need to clear within 8 turns, and because we don't get penalised for running food, we'll also be running food basically every time. Let's get on with it. Should be quite easy. It's 2 enemies, I checked the bastards already, they can be debuffed, which is the reason why I'm going for green lane, because she has weak point, and it's pretty strong. I don't think I'll be able to one-tap both of them. I could just push for ultimate, which is probably what I am going to do. I'll get ultimate and gold buff. I believe gold buff is 30% attack related stat boost, which is pretty huge. Pretty massive, there we go. And then I can ult and then weak point as well. I believe she's just... Okay, I thought she was a normal red Jericho. She is a normal red Jericho, okay. Turns out I thought that was her bleed skill. And then if I ult and then single target, this should hopefully wipe the field. There we go. Super easy. Once again, her ultimate is based on debuffs, so the more debuffs you have on the enemies, more DOT debuffs you got on the enemies, the more damage it deals. But yeah, that was the first one. Now on to the second stage. The next one requires us to use a Frowdrin. Once again, I'll actually be using green Frowdrin, so you can use blue or green. Once again, realistically, you're not going to want to level up blue unless you are late game, but then you wouldn't be watching this guide if you were late game. You have to use green. Green's okay, he does have Extort, which isn't bad. I believe he's also got Buffle, Buffle stance removal. His passive, it only works in PvP, which is it's okay. Once again, attack food and Rotomil. We're losing 3 enemies, which is the reason why Rotomil is quite handy here. Also have an AoE skill, which is also quite nice. I'm probably going to spam the AoE skills. I feel like that's probably the best way to do it. So you just get good general damage. Okay, we are patiencing, which is good. Even Patience is a type advantage character, which is good. Apart from that, but that's fine. Okay, she does delete skills, which isn't the best, but it still should be okay. We do get an ultimate here, so maybe I just do this for now. So if I double Extort, as long as they can be debuffed, which I'm not actually too sure. It doesn't matter, he's dead, okay. Can we land the Extort? Okay, so that'll make her attack a tiny bit lower. There we go. Yeah, I think I just ult and an AoE. There's nothing much I can do. Kill Walu here because he's got the most health. And then we do okay damage. It's an AoE skill, so I'm not expecting the most. Got some Extorts back, which is what we kind of need. Now we're patiencing as well because it's like Spike, I believe, and we've stolen some of her attack using Extort. This should kill now. I don't think she has res. She does, and there's a slight problem, but we have ultimate now anyway. And there we go, we land the kill. Once again, pretty easy. Not too bad. Once again, having red Tarmiel, if you really end up taking lots of damage, you're going to be fine. You're on attack food, you're going to be okay. Even if you have to ult cycle a little bit, you'll be fine. His ultimate is, I believe, quite a high multiplier skill, even at 1/6, so you should be fine even if you are 1/6. Anyway, on to the next stage. On to the next stage where it requires us to use a Gallant and a Melascula. I will be using LR Gallant here as my red Gallant is not very leveled, and also there's no reason to not use LR Gallant, especially if you have him. LR Gallant is very good. Green Melascula is also your other best bet unless you want to run Red Melascula, which is also very good. Red Melascula does have the immortality, which is it's definitely very good, but I don't think it's as good as Green. Green's got not only the basic stat boost, but the Gauge control as well, which could be pretty handy. Coerced, so he's going to be forced to attack Mr. Gallant here, which is very good. I could give Gallant Retarmeal, but I don't think it's really necessary. I will buff up here though. We'll sort of set up at least a tiny bit. Okay, we do a lot of damage. I forgot LR Gallant is pretty strong. So again, we patience it, which is fine. I think it's just normal Green Escanor. I don't think there's anything much special about him. I think at the time this one was actually quite hard. Okay, he dies to bleed. But I'm pretty sure it's just normal Green Escanor, which is fine. Because Gallant's pretty strong now, especially with his LR variant. And that stage was easy. One skill, we killed him. And now on to the next one. Okay, here we are on to the final stage of my Sweet Gluttony, and it will be with Fraudrin. So, this Fraudrin's okay. Normal green Fraudrin, we can't use anyone else. We could use blue, but you wouldn't really do that. Got a retirement on him, just in case they end up doing a little bit too much damage, and we've also got, as well, attack food to make the most out of it. So this is Denzel. I think this is the... Okay, this is the Corrosion Stance Denzel, so I'm going to try and get rid of... If I get level 3 AoE, it can remove stances, which is fine. So we'll start working on trying to kill Death Pierce. There we go. We got the level 3 AoE, which we need. If not, every time you attack him, you get debuffs. There we go. That's fine. They're doing damage to us once again. Oh, okay, we lost it. Of course, it's fine because I got this. How much health have you got? 100k. You have nothing to do with any sort of resistance. Should be fine. That should hopefully kill. Oh, okay, nearly. Okay, I think next time, if you guys are struggling, let's say you don't have 6/6, you have like 4 or 5/6, maybe extort first, then ultimate. You'll get a bit of attack boost, you'll lower his defense, and then you'll be able to kill hopefully. Death is the one that removes my skills, which is irritating. Might be able to land the kill here, so we will steal attack here, so the first attack we do less than the second. Barely, very barely, but we did land the kill. That's all that really matters. And that is the end of my Sweet Gluttony. Pretty easy. Now on to the next area. Which is the Labyrinth Center. We can use LR Glocks here, which is really nice. I do like the fact they allow you to use the LRs. When I did this, there was no such thing as LRs. So if you can use an LR, definitely use them because they are much better than normal characters. So running attack food, running blue droll over green because blue has taunt, so I can give him Retarmeal. Glocks, I'll give him Mail Link just to maximize his damage, and then we're also running attack food as well just to sort of boost attack even more. Even though I know my Glocks is kind of overkill, he's got Mail Link as well, which I don't think is going to be necessary. Of course, everyone who can have Relic has Relic because that's how it is. It is 2 melees. What count have they got? So one's Corrosion melee, one's Lost Vein melee. I feel like because these are a lot sort of, this is very old content. The passives are very what they should be. Okay, damage isn't as high as what I thought. It's not the worst, I guess. I can petrify with Droll, which is nice. If they don't remove my skills, of course. Okay, the bleed is very powerful. I think I may need to abuse the fact that bleed is very strong. We do land the crit, which isn't the best, so he does get rank up. But he does die to that. But yeah, thank goodness LR Glocks is the thing. It makes it so much easier. Once again, these LR characters, LR Glocks is actually a good LR anyway, and in my opinion, worth getting. Yeah, that is the first stage done. Now on to the next stage. Okay, and now on to what I believe, when I did this, quite a few years ago, this was the hardest stage, because there was no LRs, you had to use like blue or red Zell, which were both horrendous at the time, but now you can use LR Zell. Derry, I would recommend either red, so if you have LR Zell, run green, if you don't have LR Zell, run green, if you have LR Zell, run red, Monspeed, run green over red. Because once again, if you have his relic, it can be pretty handy. Fraudrin back, you can't change, so I just left it as normal Fraudrin, running attack food. My links are all sort of to maximize survivability. So remember this one being absolutely horrendous. We don't have LSL, so my hope is we can just one-tap him. He's playing a counter, which is not normally the best sign. It is the irritating counter as well, so we're probably going to try and get rid of him. He does have old gauge depletion, attack increased by 30% when debuffed, which is fine, so we should be able to do this. And I'll start working on some dairy passive as well. Okay, we do land the kill with Zell, which is good. Start buffing up with dairy area now. Not the best skills, but it still should be fine. Attacking dairy is also fine as well. She isn't the tankiest, but she still should be fine. I think she's got decent lifesteal. Her lifesteal stat is 15, so she should hopefully be fine. So we'll buff up again, give us an extra stack of a passive. Okay, and then we land the kill, which is good. I remember when Red Dairy was actually really good. Wait, Red Dairy's decent, especially if you have a relic. Of course, she's still going to struggle to crit because her crit chance is like 45%, something really low. But that's, in my opinion, the hardest stage done now. And now on to the next stage. And now on to the final stage of the Labyrinth Center, which is a Fraldrin stage, which isn't bad. It should be quite easy. Once again, running green Fraldrin, we've got Retamiel, and we're running attack boots as well, just to sort of maximize damage and make this even easier. Once again, these ones aren't too bad. They're not as bad as what they used to be. Of course, if you're a new player, and maybe your Voxy isn't that high, your Constellation is that high, you don't have all relics, you don't have all LRs, yes, this is going to be very hard, but this content was sort of designed for, at the time, late game players. This was the late game content we had before we had Demonic Beasts. And even a little bit afterwards, they added the Ragnarok one as well. If I could somehow land the kill on her, that'd be quite nice. Okay, that was very... Oh no, it wasn't. I was gonna say that was a very big, that was a very far stretch, but it wasn't bad as what I thought it was. We'll tank that quite nicely. I might be able to land the double kill here. So if I do this and then that, Fraldrin should be able to kill here with the ult. He doesn't, or he has a res. Maybe he had a res, a 20% res. Yeah, it would have been 20% res. Still fine though, still not taking any damage, which is all good, even though we now got damage increase taken. I'm pretty sure her ultimate is just corrosion, so she's not going to do any damage to us. So I debuff here, which will increase my attack, and it will kill her in the process. But yeah, extort's a very useful effect, especially if you don't want to take too much damage from an enemy, you extort them. They lose attack and also defense, and you gain attack and you gain some of their defense, which is also kind of nice. And now on to the next area. And now on to the first stage of the Light of Grace area. This one requires you to use a Dairy, a Monsby, and a Galland. This one was also very hard at the time. But once again, now we've got LR Galland, which should be quite easy. Got Retirement on Dairy because she seems to be targeted. LR Liz on Monsby because they have a link together. And then Mael on Galland to increase his damage even more. Hopefully, I believe this is just the Archangels. It's two of the Archangels, okay. I'm pretty sure this is not the actual Archangels we know. They've got like odd skills. No, this is the Archangels we know. So long as they have odd skills, like a debuff AoE skill. I think that's the story style I'm thinking about. To be honest, I'm not too scared of him putting up a stance. I'm really not scared of him putting up a stance. You might actually die to bleed. Bleed is very powerful, especially when Galland's got against quite easy content. So bleed damage, boop, and he's one shot. How much health does he have remaining? He has 1,000 health. Okay, I'll let Monsby get the kill. Oh, he's a res. Okay, fair enough. That's fine. Once again, because he's coerced, he's forced to attack Galland, which is really nice. And Galland has got quite a bit of bulk to him, especially with his relic and all his new LR kit. And he got one tapped. There we go. A lot of the LRs have ult control, which is really nice. At least a lot of the demon LRs have ult control, which is kind of handy. And now on to, I believe this Light of Grace only has 2 stages. So on to the final stage of Light of Grace. Well, now I remember this was the hardest stage. I knew it had a Dairy, I knew it had a Monsby, but this one is Dairy, Monsby, just those two versus the Archangels. And unfortunately, Dairy and Monsby don't have any LRs, or the most recent variation they got, I believe, was in like 2021, you know, which was over 4 years ago. Come on, at least give one of them an LR at this point. Or at least a duo character. I'd be very appreciative of that. We're running attack food, running Red Tarmiel on Monspeak because he has lower health, Mael on Derriere to make the most out of her damage. Because she can't crit, her crit chance is too low, so there's no point me giving her Sariel, so I've given her that instead. We are versing all 3 Archangels. I'm pretty sure they have a bunch of horrendous skills as well. Hopefully, we should be able to do this in one go. Who am I scared of the most? Like, this isn't... Oh, Sariel's pretty strong, and I think I might just try and kill Sariel. He's going to be a pain. We also only have 2 skills, which isn't the best. She does really good damage, which is nice. Okay. We have Derry's ult. Derry's ult's huge. So, as Derry's ult's power strike, amplify, and it's actually a really high multiplier skill as well, we should be fine. Now going after this man here, good old Monspeak, which is good. So yeah, we have a lot of buffs at the moment. I think we also get a final stack of our passive, which means we should get the crit chance, crit damage boost, which means absolutely nothing for Derriere, because she can't crit anyway. Monspeak's damage isn't too bad with his relic, because at the time his relic didn't exist, so he couldn't apply his own ignites. So you pretty much had to run red. Please don't ruin my ultimate. Ah, you idiot. That's really irritating. That is really, really irritating. We do have old gauge removal still with Monspeak. Whether we keep it is another question, but for now we should be able to hopefully land the kill on him. There you go. Not bad. When Derriere ramps up, she's really ramped up, which is what I love. Okay, we are going to lose many skills. That's fine. Got quite a bit of bulk as well. Okay, that is what I was hoping. After I lost the ult gauge. Okay, yeah, we have one. Once again, Derriere is just like, she's got 50% attack boost there, another 20%. She is quite buffed up. Her attack is 20k, which is not bad. These should kill. Yeah, with also Mael's link as well, which gives her a 20% damage increase. It is pretty easy. And that is thankfully the final thing of Light of Grace. I think because of like just general box inflation, it's quite easy to get quite a bit of box. You see in Constellation now. At the time, I don't think Constellation even existed when I beat this, so it should be much easier for basically everyone. Anyway, now on to the next area. And now here we are at Labyrinth Castle, which is the largest out of all of the areas, having 5 different enemies. So the first one we'll be using Estarossa, because it's Estarossa. We're using this one. We can't use Mael, because I'm an idiot. I forgot. It is Mael. We're going to attack food as well. This should be quite easy, because at the time, the best Estarossa we had in the game was green Estarossa, the green counter one. So this should be quite easy. This is good old... I believe this is blue I chose, not red. Yeah, okay, cool. Blue is very powerful. He's got basically everything he's going to need to wipe the enemies. You might be able to one-shot them, especially with type advantage. No, they've got a lot of health, which is kind of a shock. Thankfully, we do have quite a powerful character here. He also does have ult gauge depletion every time he gets a kill, which is sort of handy. Covert action's okay. Once again, these enemies also be doing quite a bit of damage to us, so thankfully Red Tarmiel will be coming in quite clutch here. If you're thinking of running red, I'm pretty sure red only works in PvP, so... Or no, he works in PvE as well, but it's up to you which one you want to use. I prefer blue, because blue's got the darkness tags, which can actually be pretty handy. I am actually going to save my ultimate for next phase. There we go, good damage. And then he kills a covert action, there we go. And now we got the ultimate, which I believe does like... it depends on the ult level, but it can actually do really good damage. Mine's 6-6, but I had to buy my final dupe for 6-6 for him. I actually didn't realise mine was 6-6 until just now. I thought mine was about 4 or 5-6. That's pretty cool. So I'll tap the guy in the middle because I know Gilthon is really going to be the main threat, and then the ultimate nukes him for 1.1 million damage. There we go. Once again, we only had green counter Estarossa at the time, and I don't even think red Tarmiel existed, so we had to run some blue Tarmiel strat to do this. But yeah. Now on to the next area. Here we are on the next area where we are running, once again, Estarossa with Red Tarmiel and attack food again. This time our enemy is I believe it's an Escanor. I'm not sure which one. It may be red like the story. It is. It'll be red Estarossa, red Escanor, sorry. Unless they make it green. Yeah, it is red Escanor. So it's got a different skill. It's red but green at the same time. Basically different passives. Okay, fair enough. This should actually be quite easy. I'm gonna run Double Flood because Double Flood will do more than covert action. We might just be able to two-shot him. The thing is, this is how good characters are nowadays, where you can two-shot content like this. That at the time was extremely hard to beat. Now you can just two-shot it. And now on to the next stage. We're flying through these stages quite easily, which is quite good. Here we are again for our next stage, where we are running Derriere and Monspeet again, still running the same duo with the same links as well. Running green Monspeet with red Derriere, with Mael Link on red Derriere, and Red Tamiel Link on Monspeet to basically help him tank, and we're also running attack food as well. This one was, I believe this is Melly and Liz, or Zaratros. Zaratros and Liz, okay. I remember this one was a pain as well. Because I believe Zaratros has like, I don't know what he's got some like horrendous passive or something. Yeah, hits through evasion, which I think is so stupid, because they sort of give you a character that has evasion and think, oh cool, I've got evasion, right? You don't have evasion. You wish you had evasion. So we'll start stacking up Derriere's passive. That's the reason why I'm giving a Mael Link here. We do get evasion, but it's not very useful. There we go. That's fine. Dorie's got quite a bit of bulk to her because of her buffs, and because once again I also have a relic as well, which gives her a nice chunk of bulk. We have Old Gauge Depletion for Monspeet, so we should be fine. Damage is quite good. We also have Ultimate, which I can one-tap Liz with now, which is good. That's fine. We're not really taking too much damage, thankfully. Tamiel's doing its job, keeping good old Monspeet alive. Now we do this, and then we have Old Gauge Depletion for Monspeet, which is handy. Oh, they have res. That was 1.1 million though, which is crazy. Okay, as long as Zaratros doesn't have res, that's all that matters. He was irritating one. Liz is just doing Liz things. Yeah, our attack's decent at the moment. And this should land the kill here. Goes another stack, got another buff, and then we kill. There we go, super easy. That one was quite hard. I think because at the time, once again, we didn't have links, didn't have relics, didn't even have constellations, which was really the problem. And now on to the next stage. Here we are onto our next stage, where it requires us to use a Fraudron. We're using green Fraudron with red Tamiel with attack food. Once again, normal stuff. It should be quite easy. I don't know who I'm fighting, probably Melly. Okay, Zaratros and I forgot his name, but someone else. Dreyfus? No, not Dreyfus. Hendrickson. I forgot that Hendrickson as well. So used to Hendrickson being the demon one. We can play all three skills here, which is nice. Get some chip damage on Zaratros, I think is going to be the big threat here. Not bad damage. I think they're going to delete skills. I have a feeling they're going to delete skills. That patience, which is quite nice. His damage is actually decently high. Bear in mind, he is extorted. Okay, we do have a timer, so he's disabled now, which is good. And I can't play another skill, so I can't do that. Okay, it should be okay here now. Okay, that removes buffs. That explains why my extort went last turn. I was kind of confused where it went. We still should be okay, though. Got a Tamiel still, which is kind of keeping us alive at this point, so we don't get absolutely abused. He's going to heal here, so I'm actually going to do this. I'll have one extort, hopefully that doesn't kill. That'll increase my attack, so I should be able to kill him then. And we go back and finish the job. Okay, perfect. There we go, and now we can kill. We still got the additional attack as well. So unless he's got res, which he doesn't, super easy. I believe there's only one more stage left after this, which is a Gotha stage, which is pretty decent. And now on to the final stage of Labyrinth Castle. Something along the lines of that. Here we are on the final stage, which is for Labyrinth Castle. This is Labyrinth Castle's last stage. We're running UR base Gotha, which is, I believe, the only UR base you can use, which is kind of cool, at least here. You can use these other variants. I'm pretty sure I did it with Red Gotha at the time, which it is still doable with Red Gotha. He's from Red Tamiel. Also running attack food as well. UR based Gotha should be able to do it. He's got quite a decent bit of damage. Once again, he's also a UR, so he does have that UR bonus. We are versing the Sins. So versing Deanne, I believe that's Infinity Melon, and then Festival King. None of them which I'm really afraid of. King is normal King, so I probably want to kill him first. That Merlin is not the Merlin I thought it is. I believe it's probably Red Merlin in disguise. He also has, if I crit him, he gets rank up, so let's get rid of him now, so I don't have to deal with that anymore. Okay, we also have Golden Upgrade, which is really good. Yeah, this is Red Merlin. Still not been able to damage us, which is quite nice. Diane's fine. I'm pretty sure she's not going to do enough damage to kill me at all. I think I just try and land the kill on Diane here, because the ultimate's type advantage, so it should hopefully be able to kill Merlin in one hit. I'm just scared Diane might be a little bit more bulky. She is, but she'll definitely die to the ultimate now, which is good. Unfortunately, I don't really have much choice. Okay, her damage is actually pretty decent now, which is not good. Do have a buff though. I can also upgrade again, which I will. It doesn't really add anything, but I don't really have a choice of any other skills. We go, we play this, got a nice upgrade. And then we play the ult, which should hopefully kill. Okay, I think it was slightly overkill. I think it would have killed both of them, but I just wanted to make sure, because my growth rate is only a 1-6. And now on to the final area of, the final stage of Season 3 of Reverse Stage. Here we are on the final area, which is Camelot Castle. It requires us to use Gurheed for the first one, so we'll be running Gurheed with Rotamiel. Because she's not the bulkiest character, she does have a relic. Once again, her relic requires her to get a kill, or someone to get a kill, to remove the ult gauge, which isn't really going to be too handy. It doesn't really provide any buff. There is 2 enemies though, so that is a good sign. As long as we have heal skills, we can push ultimate. I'm pretty sure her healing skill gives me 1 additional ult gauge if it's level 2 and higher. I have to check off this turn. Damage-wise isn't too bad though. Doing okay with level 1s and level 2s. Yeah, it gives me 1 additional ult gauge. I believe it is only single target though. That's fine. I will just gold heal, just for the sake of hand space. I have no reason not to. I believe her ultimate is single target. Is it single target? It is, okay, but it is a very very high multiplier skill. I'll probably, hopefully get a level 2 here, AoE. Well, level 3 works. And I'll target bomb with the ult, and then I will just AoE, well, yeah, AoE afterwards. Target bomb with the ult, then AoE, that should hopefully land the kill on Jericho on the side. I'd like to think so. She's playing only her skills, which should be fine though. So we land the ult here, which should kill. There's no res. Only 72k, that's pretty low. And then we land the kill as well. Only 19k, yeah. So thank goodness I played a gold skill, because I'm not sure if the other skills would have killed. And now on to the final stage of Camelot Castle. There's only 2 stages. I believe this one also is a Gallon stage. I was correct. This final stage is a Gallon stage. We are versing many characters here, as you can see. I believe the team still should have enough bulk to kill. Oh, not the team. Gallon should have enough bulk for me not to have to require him to have Rotamiel. We're going to run my L to maximize damage. Also running attack food as well. LR Gallon should only be able to do this. I'm pretty sure I did this with Red Gallon at the time. And I think I only beat this when Rotamiel came out. We still should be fine though. If we can land the kill here on everyone, how many skills do we get? 2 or 3? We get 2 skills. Okay, we should be able to, hopefully be able to kill. Okay, we can. This is very easy. Okay, I very underestimate this Gallant. I know he's an LR, but still sometimes it's Gallant. He may not be good anywhere else, but he's very good here. And very good for Riot as well. And this should hopefully land the kill. Super easy. There you go, 371k, which is probably about 5 times overkill, but it's fine. And that's it. Thank you for watching this very short series of Reverse Stages. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope it helped you out. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We are nearly at 2,000 subs, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.